Attack on Titan has tons of popular characters like Levi Godmode, Titan Eren, Captain Eyebrows, That Bread Chick, Blonde Girl Annie, Captain Levi, but how did these guys first come about? You'll definitely be super surprised at how Isayama came up with their early designs. I mean, some of the stuff about the two Ackerman and Erwin surprised me. So today, let's look at the birth and creation for every Attack on Titan scout. Definitely do your own smashing on that like, just like Annie did. And let's dive into this. But first, thank you to Crunchyroll for sponsoring today. I know, the situation right now sucks Beast Titan balls, but you know me, I like to stay positive. Right now is a perfect time to binge a ton of anime. And what do you know, Crunchyroll makes that super easy. You can watch out some anime like My Hero Academia, SAO, Dr. Stone, The Shield Hero, Demon Slayer, all of Naruto, fillers too, no cheating, or even Attack on Titan for the 10th time. They even have the new Konosuba movie, watch that now. I've also been enjoying the new Crunchyroll original anime, Tower of God. It feels super shonen. Watch out Demon Slayer, you got competition. So go ahead and click my link below or go to crunchyroll.com/foxen. That'll get you a juicy 14-day free trial of Crunchyroll Premium. That includes access to unlimited anime. New anime episodes released on the same day as right here in Japan, plus all of that offered in ad-free 1080p HD video. It's a win-win. You get to binge anime, plus you get to support even more anime being made. That's right, there's even more anime like Tower of God coming up. Definitely check out Crunchyroll after this video. Eren frickin' Yeager, gotta start off with him. So first off, Eren's name. Even though this sounds like a female name, at least according to Isayama, he admitted that he chose it since it sounded out of place, and hopefully that would make it easier to remember. Ichigo says hi. In general, for series, I do think that an easy or quick to pronounce protagonist name would be the best, especially if you're trying to get international appeal. And then Yeager, this comes from German for hunter. Eren Yeager was supposed to be the opposite of that chosen talented protagonist. As the look for Eren was being finalized, he paid extra attention to his eyes. Isayama really wanted Eren's eyes to feel different compared to the other characters. Notably, Eren does have a change in eye color from manga to anime. Oh, and this is a fun one. Isayama was actually really skeptical of Eren being related to some important bloodline when he was creating him, which is why Eren ultimately became someone who was not blessed with natural talent. By the way, fun fact, Isayama has actually drawn Eren as a female quite a few times too. She looks angry. Mikasa Ackerman. Isayama actually chose her name since he had this little belief that a title would succeed if you name your female after a battleship. Mikasa is actually named after the Japanese battleship of the same name. And who knows, maybe he was right. Then the Ackerman part. Ackerman is supposed to be German for someone who works in the fields. Design-wise, Mikasa is actually based on this customer that Isayama once saw from this shop he used to work at part-time. Oh, Isayama. At the time, he was multitasking trying to think of a character's look while serving frappuccinos. One day it was like fate. He had that aha moment when he saw her. He quickly jotted down her key features on some receipt. That included her hairstyle, her thick booty, thick eyebrows, and yup, even a scarf. Before this event even happened, the image he had of Mikasa in his mind was actually a more Western looking character. This destined cafe event cemented Mikasa as an Asian character. On top of this, an equally influential character is Casca from Berserk. Isayama does feel that parts of Mikasa were influenced from her. Another interesting aspect from the early days of Mikasa is that Isayama hadn't fully committed as to whether Attack on Titan would have one or two main characters. Eventually that ended up with a trio. He wanted each character to embody a different trait: intelligence, bravery, and power. It sure feels like that power trait is what eventually led into the Ackerman family. Armin Alert. First off, Blonde Boy's design. Armin was given this round nose to make him seem mild-mannered and weak. At the same time, Isayama hoped that this would give Armin a unique trait. When designing characters, it's always important to have some important trait that makes them recognizable. Something easy to notice like a hat or some other accessory. Anyway, getting into Armin's name, Armin Alert. Isayama claims he chose it since it sounds like the word aluminum. He thought it'd be easier to remember if both of the names started with the same letter. At first, I was like, how the hell does Armin Alert sound anything like aluminum? Could it be aluminium? But keep in mind one key thing, for Isayama it would actually be the Japanese way. Arumin arureto versus aluminium. If anything, it's more like a tongue twister. Anyway, there's always been this mystery about Armin's parents. He confirmed his parents created that hot air balloon in the anime. Think back to the Attack on Titan Season 3 anime. Post Levi tenderizing Sanas, he mentioned taking out this balloon couple in the past. In other words, similar to Erwin, the military police got to his parents. Poor Armin. You could actually see that little Armin got his hair, nose, and eyebrows from his mama. Only his nose from Papa. Reiner Braun. Reiner's thick ass was actually the result of combining some traits from a former soccer player, David Beckham, along with traits from Matt Damon, specifically Matt Damon in Saving Private Ryan. To top off the delicious plate of suffering, Reiner also included some elements of one of Isayama's buddies from his hometown. Could that have been someone he didn't like? Reiner is described as this muscular, scary dude, but actually deep down inside, he's a kind sports dude with a great personality. Really? At least that's what Isayama was scheming for Reiner initially. By the way, Isayama is known to have this rotating spot for his favorite Attack on Titan character. As of 2017, Reiner got that lucky spot. Reiner, you lucky boy. Annie Leonhardt, one of the top 10 graduating scouts. It feels like Isayama was trolling a little bit with Annie's name. He mentions part of the inspiration for her name comes from the Japanese word Ani, this meaning brother or bro. When hearing the word Annie from Attack on Titan, perhaps some people would imagine this bro figure, except you got this blonde with girly parts. Then Leonhardt was meant to show Annie's inner strength. Altogether, her name was supposed to come off as this cool name, one that this junior high kid might come up with. Design-wise, blonde girl Annie was meant to be small. Her hairstyle is actually based on Avril Lavigne, specifically a certain paparazzi shot. Bertolt Hoover. Unfortunately, poor Bert has been the least developed from the warrior trio. But that's always been the case. The Claws of Titan was born first. This was actually the first character where he first designed the face of the Claws of Titan. Then he thought, what type of character would you get if this almighty Titan turned into a weak, docile person? Him also having that long head and height are nods to his Titan form. Erwin Smith, the Survey Corps commander, funny enough has a connection to Paris Hilton. Erwin was actually modeled after one of the Secret Service guys in one of her music videos. Paris for President. I mean, I could definitely see it right away. Why not get this guy or Captain America for the role? You know, if the live action Attack on Titan ever does happen. Please don't. Isayama actually didn't even have Captain America or Superman in mind, just that image of fighting for freedom and fairness. That symbolic figure was the most appropriate for someone leading the Survey Corps. But despite all the thought put into Erwin's creation, it actually took a while for Isayama to fully wrap his head around this character post-manga appearance. It wasn't until the Attack on Titan Season 2 events that sparks went flying. All of the Survey Corps, including Levi, were feeling down after realizing they had been killing humans the whole time. But not him. Erwin was smiling, partly since he had moved one step forward in his lifelong goal. This is what really made Erwin's character come alive for him. Levi Ackerman, or Captain Levi. So get this, Isayama got the inspiration for the name Levi from this little boy in this documentary called Jesus Camp. I really do wonder what the series of events happened before this that got Isayama to even watch this. I couldn't even make it past the trailer. Either way, according to him, Levi is Hebrew for contradiction, but he mostly picked the name Levi since it sounded nice. I don't know about that Hebrew part. A quick Google search says that Levi means something else. Hebrew speakers, feel free to chime in. Anyway, switching to Levi being sculpted by the Titan gods. From the beginning, Levi was pictured as being a small but powerful character. Cause why not? The Japanese people love these type of characters. Think someone like Astro Boy. And do notice, Isayama is actually 2 for 2 with the Ackerman part. Some of the other Levi traits come from Rorschach from the Watchmen movie, although despite both of them being fun-sized guys, ultimately Levi's appearance was made to be the opposite. Gotta make him a pretty boy. This is also where Levi's clean freak part comes from too. Personality-wise, this was something decided on as the face for Levi was being sketched together. His sharp eyes and pale complexion resulted in a sour and difficult personality for Levi. But come on, who doesn't just love the guy? Hanji Zoe, also known as that crazy Titan scientist. Isayama settled on her name since he thought it sounded a little bit odd. Perfect for Hanji. Also, a good chunk of the Attack on Titan characters had already been given actual German names, since Isayama is all about the little things that make characters unique. Got it, give Hanji some glasses. That's right, this was Hanji's starting point, the glasses came first. Although regular glasses would be too difficult when flying around or battling hangry titans, which is why Hanji got the goggles instead. Aw, looks like Hanji didn't get inspiration from Digimon. As for Hanji becoming the commander, every now and then someone does question why Levi didn't take that spot. Isayama explains that Hanji became the commander due to the Survey Corps needing someone to stand at the top and become the face. Someone needed to be at the top to take responsibility, so the other Survey Corps members could move around freely. This would allow Levi to continue being like a soccer team sweeper, but for the Survey Corps. Historia Reyes, formerly known as Krista Lenz. The birth of Historia came with Isayama having this vague idea. Somebody from the noble family has to make it into the top 10 scouts. His story is actually the only early character put together completely before their background was decided, which might explain her very early role in the story, which was meant to be this perfect but empty character who really only had her cute factor to fall back on. Isayama had the feeling, oh, Attack on Titan readers might like this moe or super cute trope character. However, as the story's design was being finalized, to him, it felt like he was being obligated to make this character, which ultimately just frustrated him. This led into Historia gaining the trait of wishing she was never born the way that she was, and emptiness became her true personality. In other words, a cute character with a hollow heart. Ultimately, Historia was able to overcome this, gradually growing away from simply fulfilling a role assigned to her. Funny how Historia is now one of Isayama's favorite characters. Sasha Blouse, more like Potato Girl. Comedy really was the name of the game when it came to creating Sasha. She was always meant to be this comedy relief character, which is why her name comes from the comedian Sacha Baron Cohen. Isayama also just liked the way that Sasha sounded. I'm seeing a running theme here. Sasha initially started as a droopy character with expressive eyebrows. She was also meant to have slightly different hair. It was supposed to be long on the right side, but also in a way that if you looked at her from the left side, Sasha would look like she had a short cut. I'm just picturing a brunette Spidey Gwen. This later evolved into that full head of hair you've seen in the early Attack on Titan draft, and later became Potato Girl Sasha's current ponytail look. Over the years, I've actually heard a lot of you mention that Sasha looks so much like Hanji without her goggles, or even pretty similar to Ymir. Coney Springer. Coney was thought as being this kid that was on summer break. Isayama picked out the name Coney since it has a friendly and familiar ring to it. The last name Springer comes from the word spring, which is something that Isayama associated with the trait of being quick or spry. Coney originally was designed as just this character to fill a spot from the top 10 graduating scouts. Eventually, he grew into being that silly goofball character. He's supposed to be like this young, innocent kid. Jean Kirstein. But come on, more like Mr. Horse, the stallion Leta. The name Jean is supposed to give the sense that he represents the people. This was surprising. Jean actually originally appeared in Attack on Titan Chapter 0, also known as that very early draft of the Attack on Titan story. He didn't have walls, but great magical trees. No scouts, but more like ninja samurai warriors. Yeah, weird times. In this early draft, you had a character fearful of titans, one that butted heads with the main character. Isayama later decided to split the guy into two characters. Hell yeah, Armin and Horseface were born. Isayama envisioned this character as someone who liked to provoke the main cast, the type of person who would call them out on their crap. This is where that mean-looking face came from. What later further influenced Jean's character was actually Isayama's favorite voice actor agreeing to voice Jean for the Attack on Titan anime. In all, Isayama does feel like Jean is one of the characters who's grown the most since the Attack on Titan start. Despite Jean being hated at first, he's become a very true character, one that he does find easy to use and fun to draw. By the way, fun fact, in the early Attack on Titan draft, that Jean-inspired character became Titan Lunch. Watch out, Horseboy. Ymir. Ymir was one of the original characters that did exist in the Attack on Titan rough draft. Isayama points out how she had a different name back then, something not mentioned in the actual rough draft. Design-wise, get this, Ymir was drawn with freckles since he thought it would make her look more like a commoner, something that would help contrast to Historia. It is also worth noting that Ymir never appeared to have a different shade of skin color in the manga. She was given a more tan look for her anime debut. Isayama really wanted to make this story where a normal person like Ymir just happened to stumble into this important position by chance. Whether that situation was a blessing or a curse would be left up to interpretation. I'll just give a nod to manga readers right here. Funny enough, Ymir has been said to be similar to Jean, in that she's supposed to be a character who says exactly what's on her mind. Hashtag no filter. Marco. Despite this guy being in the top 10 scouts, it almost feels like he's a joke character for Isayama. I mean, look at his birthday, June 16th. I'll let you figure that out. You know Marco's unfortunate fate. Thanks, Reiner. But as Isayama was drawing Marco's leftovers, Isayama admitted to just stopping when he got tired, hence Marco being half-eaten. At the end of the day, Isayama has given you all these fun, lovable characters born into this Titan-filled world. Hopefully they make it to the end in one piece. By the way, definitely give Crunchyroll a shot, and I do appreciate them sponsoring during these uncertain times. And yes, I do actually use them. I've been subscribed since 2015. Still am. Go ahead and tap my link below so you can start binging awesome anime right now. Also, do let me know which anime are you currently watching. And yes, I do read the comments, so who knows, I may give your fun bits a heart if you share your anime with me. Anyway, for hardcore fans, definitely like this if you enjoyed. That will let me know if you want more videos like this one in the future. I do have more ideas, not just for Attack on Titan, but perhaps other anime too. Anyway, fun bonus question of the day. So many character origins here, but which is your favorite character? And if you can't pick one, top 3. Anyway, definitely subscribe for more juicy anime videos like this one. Check out my super in-depth video on the truth of the Ackerman, and I'll see you guys later.